What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another what to buy on eBay video. Buy this or buy that. Before I begin, a couple of things. Number one, this is my outlet right now. As I talked about on my live stream with Boss Bounty and Chris from 5 Idiots Talking Toys, one of my rental properties flooded. And when I say it flooded, it was a disaster. I went and checked it out today. And this is a brand new condo that was just built less than 2 years ago. It's like a $300,000 condo, and it was completely destroyed. So it was a real nightmare. So I'm using these videos as my outlet, and I'm just kind of beside myself because I'm going to be, even with insurance, I've got lost rents for the next probably 3 months. So it's a real bummer. I'm probably going to be out a lot of money. So not a lot of buying going on at the Action Figure Grader household for the next 3 months or so. And that's okay, because as I talked about during subscriber Q&A videos, I wanted to take a step back anyway, just because the market and the economy kind of scares me a little bit. So that doesn't mean that I still can't make videos and show you guys what to buy, because some of you have some money to burn. So we've got a really nice assortment. The other thing I wanted to say is thank you again to Chris C. He gave me a super chat during the live stream. Chris, if you're watching this, I just want to say thank you again. It was very generous of you, and I appreciate everyone who tuned in. So let's go ahead and dig right in. We've got a Palitoy Trilogo AT-ST driver. Look at the blister on this. This is pretty much immaculate. The card looks great. It is punched with that KB Toys overstock fire sale price of 79 cents. But this is the etched blister type with the corners that are etched, and that's a very common version of that. And this card is, I mean, it's pretty much perfect. So for a 40-year-old figure to have it in this kind of condition, I mean, look at that blister. That blister is about as good as it gets. I cannot believe this thing hasn't sold yet. It's listed for $170, free shipping. It's got 5 watchers. It just got listed today as of the making of this video on October 9th. So I really think this thing's going to sell quickly, and hopefully it's still available for one of you to pick up. There's only one little small ding right here in the lower right-hand corner, but this is easily an 80 grade Palitoy Trilogo AT-ST driver. Looks great. I would definitely buy that. And for all these items, again, make sure you vet the items. You zoom in, take a look at photos, make sure you vet the sellers, and that these are items that you like. But next up, we've got a Topps Star Wars trading card. This is from 1977 series. I think the green series is series 4, but don't quote me on that. This is a PSA 9 rating the Rebel starship, and this is a great cover with the Rebel fleet troopers preparing to try to kill the stormtroopers as they breach the Tantive 4. Just an awesome looking card. It's listed for $89 and $4.90 shipping. Make an offer. I think if you can get it for around $70, that's about fair market value. A lot of these PSA 9s for the 1977 series go for between 70 and 80 bucks. But I think that's probably a fair price. Who knows if they'll take it or not, but that's a beautiful card. Next up, I got a vintage collection. Phantom Menace Qui-Gon Jinn unpunched with the Darth Maul offer. And it looks to be in pretty impeccable condition, case fresh. You can look up this seller, Vintage Shack. I don't know this seller by any means, but he's got a bunch of case fresh vintage collection items if this one doesn't do it for you. But it does look pretty clean. Really, really nice and mint. This is the U.S. card, again, unpunched and in fantastic shape. It's listed for $71.99 free shipping. That's about where they go for, maybe slightly above where they go for in an auction. But that's a really clean one. And as I said, this seller has about 10 or 15 different unpunched TVC 1.0 figures that are all mint on card and in beautiful shape. So check out his inventory. Again, I don't know the seller at all, but I see him regularly on eBay. Next up is a baggie. This is a sealed baggie with Barada, last 17. Always tough to find last 17 figures in sealed baggies. Now, this is a tape sealed baggie, so keep that in mind. But the tape does look legitimate. It doesn't look like it's been double taped or replacement taped. It's got a little bit of yellowing to it. It looks legit to me, but again, just be careful with some of these because I am not a baggie expert if they're not graded. So, but it does look legitimate to me. It looks fantastic. That one's listed for $159 plus $4.95 shipping. It's got 6 watchers on it right now, and pretty tough to find those. I think that this came in the Jabba's Dungeon playset, along with, a few of the other characters like EV99 and maybe a Monomon. I think he was included in that set, so that's probably what this baggie is from. Next up, I got a comic. I try to include a few more comics in here. The comic market kind of scares me, though, because the prices are all over the map and prices are plummeting, so I always want to be careful. This one is interesting, though, because this one is on my comic shop. So if you want to buy this one, this is Star Wars number 43 in a CGC 9.8 white pages. This is the first full appearance of Lando Calrissian, as well as, I believe, the second appearance of Boba Fett in U.S. Comics. Beautiful, white pages, great condition. This is one I have in my collection. This is the direct edition. You can see the Spider-Man logo there instead of the newsstand barcode. Betrayal at Bespin, just a fantastic cover. Now, it's listed for $435, but if you go to mycomicshop.com to buy this, you can take 10% off or more. So I would take a look at it, because that's a really nice comic. There's 2 watchers on it. Maybe a little bit high, but I think once you adjust for the fact that if you take 10% off of that, you probably get it for $375 or so. That's a good price. That's less than I paid for mine, although, of course, the comic book market is down. But that's a beautiful example of Star Wars number 43 from 1981. Here's another vintage collection. This is a VC40 unpunched R5D4. Obviously, that figure sculpt is a little outdated, a little bit dated on it, but it's a fantastic card, iconic card. I've got this one graded by CAS. The card looks to be in pretty amazing condition overall. Here's the back of the card. This is the US card. Just some slight edge wear here and there, but a very, very clean looking card. And it's listed for $80 plus $12.60 shipping. That's a pretty good price. That's not too bad. You can probably get it a little bit cheaper in an auction, but maybe you watch this one and get it for $70 or so. I think I'd pay that all day long. But that's a great example of VC40 R5D4. Here is a loose graded UKG 80% Han Solo Bespin, but this is the Made in Mexico Lily Letty. And it's listed for 245 pounds, which is $272. As we talked about on the live stream, the currency exchange rate for U.S. buyers right now is great. It's also make an offer. There's 4 watchers on it. It just got listed. It's got the brand new UKG case style. Obviously, it's through the global shipping program, so that's pretty expensive, but that's not a bad price. They can very regularly sell for this or close to this price ungraded. It does have a little bit of wear around the hands, as you can see, and that's probably why it got the 80 grade. But the vest and the shirt, the belt buckle, everything looks to be in pretty impeccable condition. And if I had some money right now, I would definitely buy this. This is absolutely the correct blaster. This is the wide-handled Lily Letty Bespin blaster that he's known to come with. This is the Returno variant. The Regresso variant. The Returno variant comes with a DL44 blaster. But yeah, this is the later Regresso variant for Han Solo Bespin Lily Letty. But that is a fantastic deal, in my opinion, for a vintage foreign figure. Next up, I've got another trading card. This is from the Empire Strikes Back line of cards from 1980. This is Attacked by Bat-like Creatures, and it shows a great close-up of Han Solo shooting the Minocs that are chewing on the power cables of the Millennium Falcon. An awesome card. It's graded PSA 9, mint condition. It's listed for $64.99 with free shipping, and there's 5 watchers, and it's make an offer. If you can get that for $55, that's a pretty good deal for a 1980s card. That's 42 years old, and it's in mint condition, PSA 9. That's a great buy right there. Next up, another foreign figure. This is a Spanish PBP Han Solo pink face, and this is graded UKG 80% with the brand new case style. You can see how pink his face is. There is also a pale face PBP figure, but this is the pink variation. Beautiful condition, just some very light wear to the white gloves there, but that is a beautiful figure, especially for this price. 125 pounds or 140 US dollars plus shipping. The shipping is actually reasonable. He's not going through the global shipping program. It's $25 to the US. So I think if you've got some money and you want a beautiful Spanish figure, that is a fantastic deal for a UKG 80% Han Hoth pink face, no COO scar variation. Here's another vintage collection figure. This is VC74, the Gungan Warrior. We've documented several in recent vintage collection market updates where they've sold for more than this. This is listed, for $75. Buy it now with $7.98 shipping, but the card is in pretty immaculate condition, unpunched, US card back. Looks great to me. I think, again, I would buy this one if I'm looking for a nice TVC 1.0 in pretty good condition. But we documented several that have sold close to $100 or even slightly over that price fairly recently. So the Gungan Warrior at $75 plus $8 shipping is a great buy. Here's a very unique item, and this is one I do have in my collection. This is the Russian Oratet AT-AT driver. Now, it's listed as 2003, which is what UKG and AFA and CAS, they all label it as 2003. This is from the 1990s. This is the very first bootleg that the Russian Oratet Limited company made. And this is graded UKG 90%. It does not have the weapon. And as you can see, UKG very appropriately labeled it no weapon. But this is a 90% grade, and this is very, very tough to find. And it's listed for 395 pounds, which is 440 US dollars. It's also making offer, and it's 6 watchers on it right now. But you want to talk about a very tough figure to find. This is one. I've got a CAS 90 plus grade AT-AT driver with the weapon, and I paid $350 for that. But again, it included the weapon, and that's the hardest part to find. I think there's less than 20 or so that are known to be complete. So to me, to get this one UKG 90% even without the weapon, that is a gorgeous figure and very, very rare. I'm telling you that this figure is very rare, and it presents very nicely. So I would look at that one if you are interested. Next up, I've got another comic. This is the Mandalorian #1, and this is signed by George Genty, who does a lot of the art in this book. And you can see where it says George. This is the 1 in 10 concept art variation with IG-11 and the Mandalorian under heavy blaster fire. But this is a CGC 9.8. It's listed for $124.95. Now, could you get it cheaper in an auction? Yes, you might get it closer to $100. It is also make an offer, so you never know. But that's a really nice to get it signed by one of the cover artists for $124.95 plus shipping. It's not a terrible deal. I think you can do better in an auction, but I wanted to at least show that one because this is not very common to find these signed. I did get the 1 in 25 ratio variant signed for my brother's birthday gift, but this is the 1 in 10 ratio variant. Likewise, I've got the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant for the Mandalorian #1. Prices are coming down. This seller has 10 available, more than 10 available. One has sold, $60 plus $11.99 shipping. Again, I think if you watch this and give it a day or two, he might make you an offer for $50. And this is a great cover. It kind of harkens back to the Vintage Collection release. Great cover for the action figure variant cover from John Tyler Christopher in a CGC 9.8. Next up, we've got Princess Leia Sandstorm Unpunched. This is the US card with the Darth Maul offer. It's got 9 watchers on it. The card looks to be in pretty immaculate condition overall, just some very light edge wear around the VC88 and on the back in the upper right-hand corner. But overall, in pretty great shape, probably 85 grade condition. And we've talked about this release at length and how this one is going up because Princess Leia, the slave Leia, has gone up so much, which I think is VC64, if memory serves. So, this one, again, has gone up, and it's very regularly selling for $100 to $125. This is at the upper end of the scale, again, but maybe you watch it and it comes down a little bit. It is free shipping. Next up, I've got a Chewbacca. This is AFA 80+, but this is the no COO. Little tougher to find than, I'm sorry, this is the Hong Kong, excuse me. This is the Hong Kong 80+ grade. There is also a no COO that's graded 80+, but I don't think I included it in this video. But this has got the brand new case style, and it's listed for $155, which is not bad for a Chewbacca with the brand new case style. 5 watchers on that one. And again, you could probably watch that. Maybe it comes down to 140 or so. Here is the Mandalorian #2. Again, this book I think has better long-term prospects than #1 because there's fewer of them printed. This is also the first full comic book appearance of Grogu. This is the standard cover A, I believe. Let's see. Note this is the Kamen Cooley variant cover. So this is the variant cover where it shows him kind of quick drawing against the off-world Jawas as they stripped his Razor Crest. And you can see Grogu on the cover there. But a great cover. This is the variant cover. It's listed for $60, make an offer, plus $17 shipping. Again, maybe you get it closer for $50. But I think that this book has better long-term prospects than the first issue. Next up, I've got an AFA 80 79 back made in Mexico Paploo. Last 17 figure that was only made in the Mexico factory. There's the 79 back with the Anakin Skywalker offer. It also has that little hole punch near the picture for Anakin Skywalker. That was a factory thing. So that was done in the Lily Letty factories Graded straight 80s, clear blister, 80, 85, 85 are the subscores. It's listed for $475 with 8 watchers. So that is a beautiful example of Paploo. It is punched, but that's a gorgeous foreign-made variant. Finally, for those of you with very deep pockets, here is the mail-away offer Boba Fett with the SWD baggie. Looks pretty awesome. Again, you want to vet this to make sure that everything's correct. It's got all the paperwork and the catalogs. Assuming that box is legit and that baggie is legit, that's not a terrible deal at $750. But I did, as you see up here, receive an offer for $700 for it. And so that's something to keep in mind, is that I received an offer for it at $700, free shipping, 6 watchers on it. The seller has 1,256 transactions with 100% positive feedback. So again, I'm assuming that this is 100% legit, but $750 is a pretty good price. Let's take a look at what this says. Mailway promotional, perfect condition, no discoloration. The baggie's still sealed, no holes or tears. Comes with the original note and the catalog as well. Ding, ding, ding. The mailer box is repro, bought to fill the space. At least he discloses it, but this is a repro box, so keep that in mind. But still, for the baggie and all the paperwork, that's not a terrible deal there. Just that white page alone can be very expensive to find. And if that baggie is truly the correct baggie, maybe you get lucky and find the legitimate box somewhere. But if not, you can at least get the original mail-away baggie, SWD baggie, along with all the paperwork. So take that repro box and set it on fire, if you ask me. But at least you get the baggie and the catalog and the original paperwork with a note to consumers from Kenner. Again, that's $700 was the offer I received for that one. And that's not still, I mean, even though that box is repro, that's not a terrible deal for an SWD Boba Fett baggie. Anyway, just some ideas for those of you with deeper pockets than me right now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment and like, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back soon.